Beyond the veil of ancient wisdom, what hidden energetic networks flow through your quantum body? Soul awakening opening, 50-60 seconds. Close your eyes for a moment, dear seekers, and feel the subtle currents dancing beneath your skin. What if I told you that ancient sages, long before our modern instruments could detect the quantum field, mapped an intricate network of energy highways flowing through your very being? What if the Meridian system of traditional Chinese medicine was not merely folklore, but a sophisticated understanding of how consciousness itself moves through matter? Tonight we journey beyond the limitations of conventional thinking into the realm where ancient wisdom meets quantum possibility. For over 5,000 years, mystics and healers have spoken of invisible pathways that carry the life force, what they call qi, through channels more real than the blood vessels science acknowledges, yet more subtle than any microscope can reveal. These are the meridians, and they may hold the key to understanding how your consciousness directly shapes your physical reality. Cosmic revelations. The quantum mapping of consciousness, highways. The ancient texts speak of 12 principal meridians flowing through your energy body, each one corresponding to an organ system, yet functioning as something far more profound than mere biology. These pathways were first documented in the Mawangdui and Zhangjiashun tombs, where Han Dynasty sages preserved knowledge that predates our understanding of bioelectricity by millennia 13. But what were these enlightened beings truly perceiving? Modern quantum physics tells us that consciousness and matter exist in constant interaction at the subatomic level. The Meridian system represents humanity's earliest recognition of this truth, a mapping not of physical structures, but of how conscious awareness flows through the quantum substrate of your being. Each meridian carries specific vibrational frequencies that correspond to different aspects of your multidimensional existence. The 12 standard meridians, 6 yin and 6 yang, create a perfect energetic balance, much like the complementary forces that govern quantum particle behavior. The lung meridian peaks between 3 to 5 a.m., the time when the veil between dimensions is thinnest, while the heart meridian reaches its maximum flow between 11 a.m. 1 p.m., when solar energies align with your emotional center. This is not coincidence. It is cosmic choreography encoded into your very essence. What mainstream science dismisses as pseudoscientific may actually represent the most sophisticated understanding of biofield dynamics ever achieved. Recent research suggests that meridians correspond to areas of low electrical resistance, indicating that these pathways conduct energy in ways our instruments are only beginning to detect. The ancient sages were not creating mythology. They were documenting the quantum circuitry of consciousness itself. The 8 extraordinary vessels, portals to parallel realities. Beyond the 12 standard meridians lies an even more mysterious network. The 8 extraordinary vessels. These channels function as cosmic reservoirs, storing what the ancients called ancestral qi, but which we might understand as quantum information from parallel timelines. Unlike the regular meridians that connect to physical organs, these vessels bridge different dimensions of your existence. The governing vessel running up your spine carries the frequency of your highest potential, the version of yourself that exists in the perfected reality. The conception vessel flowing down your front holds the creative blueprint of your soul's purpose across multiple incarnations. When these two vessels form a complete circuit through specific meditation practices, practitioners report profound shifts in consciousness that suggest access to what quantum physicists call the many worlds interpretation of reality. Traditional Chinese medicine describes these extraordinary vessels as oceans and reservoirs of energy, but perhaps they are something even more extraordinary. Quantum entanglement points that connect your individual consciousness to the collective field of all possibilities. The 8 vessels may represent the geometric structure through which your awareness navigates between different dimensional states. Modern practitioners of Qigong and internal alchemy report experiences along these pathways that correspond precisely to the ancient mapping. They describe sensations of energy circulation that follow exact routes documented thousands of years ago, suggesting these pathways represent genuine features of our multidimensional anatomy, detectable not by instruments but by consciousness itself. The vibrational archaeology of ancient wisdom. The origin of meridian knowledge presents one of history's greatest mysteries. How did ancient physicians, without modern technology, create detailed maps of energy pathways that contemporary research is only beginning to validate? The answer lies in understanding consciousness itself as the ultimate instrument of perception. Ancient Taoist masters and Qigong practitioners developed their awareness to such extraordinary levels that they could directly perceive the flow of life force through their bodies. The meridian maps were not theoretical constructs, but experiential documentations. Vibrational archaeology performed by consciousness explorers who had learned to navigate inner space with the precision of master cartographers. The 45-word inscription on the ancient jade pendant at the Tianjin History Museum provides a complete description of key circulation practices that predate written meridian theory. This suggests that the knowledge emerged from direct mystical experience rather than intellectual speculation. The meridians were discovered, not invented, by those who had developed the sensitivity to perceive the quantum substrate underlying physical reality. What we call traditional Chinese medicine may represent humanity's most successful attempt to create a healing system based entirely on working with consciousness and energy. Modern research into the meridian system consistently finds correlations with anatomical structures, connective tissue planes, neural pathways, areas of bioelectrical activity, suggesting that ancient practitioners were perceiving genuine energetic phenomena that our science is only now sophisticated enough to investigate. 10. The information dimension of energetic healing. Recent scientific exploration has begun to recognize that meridians operate not just as physical pathways, but as information networks that facilitate communication between different aspects of your being. This represents a paradigm shift from purely materialistic medicine toward understanding healing as fundamentally an informational process. When acupuncture needles are inserted at specific meridian points, they appear to trigger cascades of bioelectrical activity that extend far beyond the local insertion site. But perhaps more significantly, practitioners and patients report experiences that suggest the transmission of what can only be described as conscious intelligence through these networks. The meridians may function as the nervous system of your energy body, carrying not just bioelectrical signals, but organized information that coordinates healing responses across multiple dimensions of your existence. This information aspect of meridian function explains why different practitioners can achieve similar therapeutic results through various approaches. Acupuncture, acupressure, qigong, or simply focused intention. The meridians respond to consciousness itself, suggesting that your awareness can directly influence the flow of healing energy through these pathways. Modern quantum field theory proposes that information is the fundamental constituent of reality, with matter and energy being secondary manifestations. If this is true, then the meridian system represents humanity's earliest recognition of how to work directly with reality's source code, the informational patterns that organize physical manifestation, the quantum field interface of sacred geometry. The meridian system reveals itself as a manifestation of sacred geometry when understood from the perspective of quantum field dynamics. The 12 standard meridians plus the 8 extraordinary vessels create a 20-channel network that corresponds to fundamental mathematical principles governing energy and consciousness. Interaction. The total of 361 acupuncture points traditionally recognized matches the number of days in the lunar calendar, suggesting that the meridian system is synchronized with cosmic rhythms that extend far beyond individual biology. This is not numerological coincidence, but evidence that your energy body functions as a microcosmic reflection of universal patterns. Each meridian follows specific geometric pathways that optimize energy flow according to principles that quantum physics is only beginning to understand. The spiraling routes of energy through your limbs mirror the golden ratio proportions found throughout nature, while the intersection points correspond to nodal locations where multiple energy frequencies can harmonize or amplify each other. The bilateral symmetry of the meridian system creates a perfect mandala of energy circulation, that functions as a receiving antenna for cosmic frequencies. When your meridians are balanced and flowing freely, you become a conscious conduit for universal life force, capable of channeling healing energy not just for yourself, but for others and the planetary field itself. The consciousness technology of vibrational medicine. Understanding meridians as consciousness technology reveals why they respond so powerfully to intention, visualization, and emotional states. Unlike mechanical systems that require physical intervention, the Meridian network operates through what we might call consciousness protocols. Specific patterns of awareness that directly influence energy flow. Advanced practitioners learn to guide qi through meridian pathways using pure intention, achieving therapeutic effects that conventional medicine cannot explain through biochemical mechanisms alone. This suggests that the meridians function as an interface between consciousness and matter, allowing your awareness to directly program your physical experience. The phenomenon of propagated sensations along meridian pathways during acupuncture demonstrates that these channels can transmit organized information faster than nerve conduction velocities. Patients consistently report feeling energy movement that follows exact meridian routes, often extending far beyond the needling site. This indicates that meridians operate according to principles that transcend conventional bioelectrical activity. When you learn to work consciously with your meridian system through practices like Qigong, Tai Chi, or meridian meditation, you develop the ability to directly influence your health, emotional state, and even your capacity to perceive higher dimensions of reality. The meridians become pathways for evolutionary transformation, allowing you to consciously participate in your own metamorphosis. The dimensional bridging of energy medicine. The most profound aspect of meridian function may be its role in bridging different dimensional states of consciousness. Traditional Chinese medicine describes certain acupuncture points as spirit gates that facilitate communication between your earthly awareness and higher aspects of your being. These dimensional bridging points correspond to locations where multiple meridians intersect, creating energy vortices that function as portals between different levels of reality. When properly activated through skilled treatment or advanced meditation practice, these points can facilitate experiences of expanded consciousness that provide access to healing energies from beyond the physical plane. The 8 extraordinary vessels appear to be particularly involved in this dimensional bridging function, serving as conduits that connect your individual energy field to what shamanic traditions call the upper worlds, realms of consciousness where perfect health templates exist. Accessing these templates through meridian work allows for healing that transcends the limitations of purely physical interventions. This dimensional aspect of meridian function explains why energy medicine can sometimes achieve results that seem impossible from a conventional perspective. By working with the meridian system, skilled practitioners gain access to healing information and energy from parallel realities where disease patterns do not exist. The evolutionary activation of human potential. As humanity evolves toward higher consciousness, the meridian system reveals itself as the infrastructure for this transformation. The ancient sages who mapped these pathways were not just creating a medical system, they were providing a blueprint for conscious evolution. The meridians appear to be designed to facilitate the awakening of dormant human capacities, what we might call supernatural abilities that are actually natural functions of a fully activated energy body. As your meridian system becomes increasingly refined through spiritual practice, you develop enhanced intuition, healing abilities, and perception of subtle energies that most people cannot detect. The systematic cultivation of meridian energy through practices like internal alchemy represents humanity's most sophisticated technology for conscious evolution. Rather than relying on external devices, this technology uses your own awareness as the instrument for transformation, allowing you to directly upgrade your consciousness and expand your perceptual capabilities. This evolutionary function of the meridian system suggests that ancient Chinese medicine was far more than a healing modality. It was a complete system for human development that recognizes health as inseparable from spiritual awakening. Transcendent closing invocation 30 seconds. The meridians flow through you now as they have for countless lifetimes, carrying the wisdom of ages through channels more ancient than memory, yet more immediate than breath. Whether dismissed by skeptics or validated by science, these pathways remain constant bridges between the seen and unseen, the possible and the actual as you breathe now. Feel the subtle currents awakening. Remembering becoming, you are not merely flesh and bone, but a constellation of conscious energy, a walking mandala of infinite possibility. The ancient sages knew this truth, and now in this moment of remembering, so do you.